Since XRP's market value has risen to almost $5 trillion in just 2 hours, the $50 per XRP number has been verified. Naturally, if you do the arithmetic, you get $100 billion by dividing that $5 trillion by the total amount of XRP in circulation. In actuality, this is far greater than the amount that is in circulation. You estimate that the overall amount of supplies in circulation is between $50 and $60 billion. In theory, let's assume that the entire supply equals $100 billion. You gain $50 per XRP if you take that $5 trillion. Furthermore, this is a relatively low price per XRP. XRP will probably be far higher, approaching $1 to $200 per XRP. And all of this may occur in the span of a single day. Look at this loan, please. Over $1 billion worth of XRP has been adopted by large institutions. Indeed, over $1 billion has been moved into Ripple Labs from an unidentified wallet. It's clear that enormous things are happening. Additionally, we recently learned that U.S. politicians are meeting and holding a hearing on April 9th in less than 6 days to promote legislation on digital asset regulation that would make XRP the primary strategic reserve currency for U.S. cryptocurrency. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has already officially promoted XRP and stated that it will be included in the cryptocurrency Federal Reserve of the United States. We have also witnessed numerous sons and, as you may know, members of the U.S. government at this time reaffirm their support for XRP, displaying bullish sentiment toward it and predicting that it will become the primary and most popular way to accumulate Federal Reserve cash. Therefore, in order to hold the largest bag, they will be consuming as much XRP as possible. This is obviously done to ensure that they maximize profits, yet we are witnessing institutions disintegrate. Look here, for example, where Forbes predicts the next significant price to be $60,000, indicating its largest breakout. Yes, have in mind that we have previously discussed this in the previous video, and Forbes is stating, and I personally think that $60,000 per XRP is the right price. It's happening right in front of us. Now is the moment to examine it in the short term, examining it every day for the next 24 hours and the next 2 to 3 days, or 72 hours. The following 24 hours will be restricted once more over $50 per XRP, without exception. And after that, it will undoubtedly continue to rise further, eventually reaching the price that Forbes has proclaimed and forecasted, that is $60,000 per XRP. They are undoubtedly the most well-known source of news on cryptocurrency, not just in terms of news but also in terms of financial news. Thus, their statement that XRP is worth $60,000 is very astounding. Now, as we discuss XRP for everyone who is interested, here is your opportunity to get your hands on some before the price surge and huge boom that will actually generate money for generations for everybody who has even a single XRP. And you can really do so right now on coinxrp.com, which I'll be linking to in the description below. For absolutely little to very little to nil fees, you can obtain all of your preferred cryptocurrencies in addition to XRP, and you can actually use your card to purchase it straight from fiat, and you can utilize more than one of us. Banks are certainly an option. It only takes a few minutes to complete the transaction and start generating wealth for future generations and receiving your results on XRP. Furthermore, coinxrp.com offers the option to cash out your XRP and transfer it straight to the bank, which is much better. The best part is that you can really perform all of this on your phone using their Apple or Android apps. Because the coinxrp holds the complete XRP ledger, take advantage of this chance and start collecting your XRP and of course your XRP ledger tokens. Therefore, you should invest in some utility coins that are built on the XRP ledger if you want to obtain it on some meme coins. coinxrp is the best option as well. Once more, everyone, I will provide all of the links in the explanation below. Obtain your XRP right now. Now, before the huge price increase is the time to do so. Having stated that, let's go on to the video. There has been a significant pricing hiccup for XRP. Even the reporter on American Send Ryan Financial News concluded that he was having trouble understanding what was occurring because it had risen to such a high level, but it was only a problem. There has been a new XRP problem reported. You are currently looking at $21,354 per XRP. Furthermore, it is evident that even without watching the movie, the price of XRP has risen by $168 to $21,354.25, which is another enormous increase. And we're going to play the video for you all so you can hear his precise reaction. It goes without saying that this is not the first problem in XRP. This is quite different from the other issues we've experienced. This occurs at a pivotal moment in the employment of XRP as a Federal Reserve. Additionally, the last time it occurred it was public, and Gemini verified that it wasn't a bug but rather a major shock to the liquidity supply, causing the price of XRP to soar to $50 and enabling transactions at that level. However, given that David Schwartz, Joel Kaz, and several other Ripple officials confirmed that the XRP ledger is a private ledger that these large financial institutions use to practice their beta payments, this might be another test run for them. We're going to examine this, folks, but first let's play the video. This is completely crazy, so pay close attention. All of you Bitcoin users, this is an intriguing story. Given that it isn't in fact a 43,000, Bitcoin is at a different number there. There you have it. After dropping below 84,000 last night before beginning to rise again, Bitcoin is currently up $2,000 to $86,000. This is your opportunity to purchase Bitcoin at a discount if you think it will shortly rocket to anywhere close to $1 million. It's at 86,000 though. At 86,000 those images are currently acting a little strangely. Alright, it is all about the market. I just watched this video and he truly made an effort to. He seemed to be talking exclusively about Bitcoin, but the price of XRP, which was $21,354, definitely took him by surprise. Once more, it is utterly bullish. Naturally, this is fantastic to see for everybody who owns XRP and for you guys as well, since it demonstrates the true worth of XRP. Now that you're discussing the true worth of XRP, we must realize that $100 per XRP is not that far off and could happen within the next 72 hours. We saw $50, $70, and $100 per XRP during a 24-hour period. According to Farina, the founder of cryptocurrency, XRP should actually be valued more than $100 in normal circumstances. Additionally, it has been formally verified. The fact that this post has received 342,000 views indicates that many individuals firmly feel that XRP is worth $100. And the well-known crypto pioneer and expert that we are discussing is this one. We are referring to Edward Farina, who actually said that a $100 per XRP price should happen, and might happen within the next 72 hours. We are therefore closely monitoring that as well. Furthermore, when you consider the big picture, this is exactly in line with the $50 price of XRP and the fact that it will instantly contribute $5 trillion. We now have the opportunity to examine the XRP ledger in its entirety as we discuss these two components. Additionally, the XRP ledger is bringing in billions of dollars in additional revenue through the introduction of the popular DeFi token, the first payment incentive system ever, which formally onboards Amazon and Walmart. Because it makes use of the CTF payment incentives token, this is huge. This is going to reach a new height. We are examining a number of analysts and specialists, including XRP Barbie, Jack the Rippler, and numerous others. Additionally, they all estimate that the value of the CTF token will increase from 99 cents to $740.50 per CTF, which comes to a mere $20 billion. Now, $20 billion is nothing at all, especially when you consider the amount of money that will be transferred into the CTF token through the crypto trading fund framework. Even though the CTF token is at the top of both the Polygon chain and the XRP ledger, the XRP ledger alone has forecasted more than $50 billion in transactions.
Hey family, on the money side.
According
Welcome
to
back to
reports,
your
our
go-to
checks will have
location for
totaled
the most
between
recent
$5
XRP
and $10
news.
trillion
I have a
by
short
the end
favor
of
to ask before we
2025.
get into today's
The
exciting
XRP ledger
updates.
in question
Please
is
give us
this
some
one.
support if
Therefore,
you
it
enjoy
is
our
inexpensive,
articles. To join our
insignificant,
amazing
and quite
community,
feasible
hit the
to
like
escape
button,
$3
subscribe
to
to our
$5
channel,
billion,
and hit the notification
$3
bell.
to $5
There's also
trillion,
some wonderful news.
or $20 billion.
As we get closer to the
Therefore, when we
60,000
take a broad
subscriber
view,
milestone,
folks, the CTF
we're getting
token
ready
might
for an
very well
amazing
soar to such
XRP
figures,
giveaway.
generating
It only
riches
takes
for
3
users
easy
that would
steps
last
to
for
participate.
generations.
You won't
Look
want to
at
miss
this
out,
gentleman from
so
the
stay
chart
tuned
point
for
of
more
view.
information.
The charts
To
and
make sure
analysis
you're
that we
eligible
have
for
been
the prize,
discussing
don't
look
forget
really
to
good.
include the hashtag
Consolidation
MoneySide
is what
in
we're
your
seeing,
comments.
and a huge
As
breakout
everyone
is
knows, we are
anticipated
entering a
very
time
soon.
when
Thus, pay
digitalization is
special
essential
attention
and
to that
almost
as well.
everything is
As
changing
we
to a
discussed the
tokenized
charts last
format.
time, we also
Examining
made it clear that we
XRP's
expect
founding
sideways
materials,
movement
such
and
as
that we
white
think the
paper,
price would likely
exposes its
break out
primary
based only
purpose.
on TA
Help
and chart
simplify
analysis
different assets
patterns.
as well as
As you can
currencies
see,
in a
this
world
is
where
exactly what we
tokenization
are
is
seeing
spreading.
right now.
It's
An
intriguing that
upward trend
XRP
that is
was
often
designed to
accompanied
manage
by
the transfer of
consolidation
both
and a
cash and
sideways break.
asset-based tokens.
We do think
think there
It
will
all
be a
comes
huge
down to
surge from
efficiency.
now on, and it will most
Tokenization
likely
greatly
happen again at
streamlines
these times.
procedures.
Therefore,
Stellar
we will likely
XRP's
witness
less
a rise in
glamorous
the
brother
coming
may
days,
work in tandem
most
with
likely
XRP
tomorrow,
to
the day
establish
after,
XRP
which
as the
again
foundation
corresponds
for
with
digital
$50
asset
for
and cash
XRP in the
transfers.
next 24
Let's
and
look at
72
XRP's
hours,
effect on
and
liquidity to better
$100 per
understand why it
XRP
has
in the
potential
following
to
72
transform the
hours.
remittance
And that
industry.
makes sense
For an
because the
international
CTA
transfer
token
under
is
the
the most
present
valuable
banking
token
system,
on the
assume
Polygon
that in
chain
order
and
to
the
transfer
XRP
$200
ledger.
million
Given how
from a
early it
Japanese
is, it
bank to an
follows that if
American one,
XRP
twice
rises
as much money is
1,000%,
needed.
the
The
CTA token will
60,000
rise
subscriber
10,000%.
milestone.
The
We're
total
getting ready
supply
for
of
an amazing
XRP is
XRP
100
giveaway.
billion.
It only
However,
takes
the
3
CTA
easy
token
steps
is
to
only
participate.
120
You
million.
won't want to miss out.
However, upon
so stay
closer
tuned for more
inspection,
information.
this is where the money
to make sure
is.
you're eligible
This, in
for
my
the prize,
opinion, is
don't
what
forget
will
to
seize and
include the
surrender
hashtag
all of
money
the
side
world's
in your
wealth.
comments.
Indeed,
As
we
everyone
learned that
knows,
April
we are
30th
entering a
will
time
mark
when
a significant
digitalization
turning
is
point for
essential
the
and almost
XRP
everything
ledger,
is changing
and of
to a
course the
tokenized
CTA
format.
token, as
Examining
institutional
XRP's
adoption will be
founding
onboarded
materials,
onto the
such as white
XRP
paper,
ledger via
exposes
framework
its
training.
primary purpose.
We must, of course,
Help
have that in
simplify
mind
different
as we
assets
examine
as
the
well as
situation
currencies
and
in a world
realize
where
that the CTF
tokenization is
token and
spreading.
XRP
It's
are set to
intriguing that
experience
XRP
one of
was
the biggest
designed to
rises
manage
in
the
history.
transfer of both
As a
cash
result,
and
I'll include
asset-based
all of the
tokens.
links beneath the
It all comes
description.
down to
You can look
efficiency.
them up. You can find the
Tokenization
links
greatly
below
streamlines
CTF token.
procedures.
Conduct
Stellar
XRP coin
XRP's
is
less
immediately
glamorous brother
available
may
on
work
the
in tandem
XRP
with
ledger,
XRP
Sushi
to
Swap
establish
Dex, and
XRP
Maxel
as the
Bank.
foundation
With that
for
said, I'll
digital
wrap up
asset
the
and
video
cash
here,
transfers.
folks. Please
Let's
remember
look at
to like,
XRP's
subscribe,
effect on
and share this
liquidity to
video
better
if you liked
understand
it.
why it has
Peace,
the
and I'll see you
potential to
later.
transform